viewers, welcome back to Free Spirit Equestrian. Today I'm going to be working with my Gypsy Cob Mushu. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. He is my 3-year-old Gypsy Vanner. I bought him over the summer and he is in training right now. So we're going to do a little bit of groundwork. I'm going to groom him and tack him up. I already washed off his feather a little bit. It was so disgusting and I'm going to let him air out today. But we're just going to do a quick grooming session. He is really dirty, so it might take a little bit more time than I was expecting. And then we're going to tack him up and head to the outdoor arena. Are you ready? He's so cute. So I won't start riding him until June when he's 4 years old. So right now we're just going through, the learning process, just getting him comfortable, just the very basics when it comes to starting horses.
It has definitely been an unusual winter here in Michigan. We've had a lot of mud freeze. Typically we don't get mud till about March and then it goes away in May. So it has been a lot of work handling that and grooming the horses, but it is what it is. And honestly, I'm happy that it is a little bit warmer today so that we can do some work in the outdoor arena. But yeah, it's definitely been a little bit of a struggle. With that being said, our soil is clay, so when it's on the horses, it's literally like concrete and hard to get off. So that's the only reason I'm using this metal curry brush, and he is starting to shed a little bit too, which is nice. But yeah, just wanted to let you know. So I groomed him off, got the mud off that I could, and now I'm going to spray him with this avocado mist. This is just going to help clean, whoops, I dropped his treat. I'm so clumsy. Anyways, I'm using this avocado mist to just spray him, give him a little bit more sheen and shine since I can't really give him a bath since it's only around 45 degrees right now. Now I'm going to work through his mane and tail, so I'm using my Mainly Long detangler. I absolutely love this product. Once again, I'm not being sponsored by them. I just really like the quality of this product and how it works. So normally I will not brush his mane and tail because they can lose hair, but it's been a while since I've given it a good groom. So I'm going to put this detangler on both his mane and tail, which you saw, and then brush through it with the actual brush just to get the knots and the tangles out. Okay, his mane and tail look a lot better. Now I'm going to use my soft brush and just brush his face. He has some dirt clumps on there. I'm going to clean his eyes and just be really gentle.
Okay, now that Mushu looks a little bit better, we're going to go ahead and tack up. You're a good boy.
A little bit more about Mushu. So again, he's my 3-year-old cob and he was actually imported from England. I bought him in July as a birthday present for myself and I was so excited. I liked the fact that he had not been started so I could start him myself, and this is actually his 4th time ever having a saddle on and his first time being tacked up at the outdoor hitching post. So because it's winter, we of course have been doing most of our work in our indoor arena because again, it's been really cold and the sand footing is frozen in the outdoor, but we're having a freakishly warm day, so we're going to do our training outside today.
Voila! Saddle and pad on. Okay, so now we're in our outdoor arena. So what we're going to do first as a warm-up is just walk around a little bit, and then I'm going to do a few exercises, and then we're going to lunge. Ready? Come on. So we're just going to hand walk, just normal, like basic leading essentially. He's doing good with the walking, nice and relaxed. You being a good boy? Okay, so now I'm going to do some in-hand warm-up exercises with Mushu to just get him more settled in and in his thinking mode. So let's do that.
In-hand work is extremely beneficial for horses of all different levels, but especially for horses that are being started. What I'm doing here with Mushu right now is essentially teaching him under saddle cues from the ground. So The hope is that this will be translated under saddle when I start riding him. And under saddle means I'll be actually riding him where in hand or groundwork is on the ground. So as you can see, I'm using the whip as an extension of my arm, asking him to move forward. I'm not pulling him forward with the reins. I'm asking him to move forward with the whip, which is essentially will be my leg. But again, as of now, it's an extension of the arm. So what I will end up doing is asking him to move different parts of his body. Right here, I'm asking him to step to the side laterally. And I want to make sure that he understands the difference between moving forward and moving laterally. So yes, I'm teaching him some leg yielding and some shoulder in from the ground. These are obviously just the very beginning phases, and he will develop and get a lot stronger as he matures more and has more training. This has a lot of intrinsic muscle usage, so you want to make sure to take it slow when you're doing that. The horse isn't just going to have shoulder in mastered in 1 or 2 sessions. It takes a long time. And what I also do is I'll put my whip on him and ask him to halt on his shoulder or neck. And that's going to teach him that when I put my hand on his shoulder when we're riding, he'll halt. And I'll also teach him my riding seat aids when we start riding as well. And of course, the reins function as a halting mechanism too.
Okay, now we're gonna do some lunging exercises.
As you can see during our training sessions, we do a bunch of different exercises. Now, I want to keep them simple, but I also want to give him variety. I don't want to just have him on the lunge line going around in circles for 60 to 90 minutes straight. I want to break things down into steps, and I want to give him exercises that are going to benefit him not only with his education, but with his posture and his fitness as well. Like I said, we've primarily been doing all of our training in the indoor arena because the outdoor wasn't usable, given the footing and the weather. So he's not been out here for a minute, and you're gonna see he's gonna get a little bit spunky and something surprising happens. But also all of his buddies are sitting over there. It's hard to see, but they're in the paddock right next to us and right in front of us. So there are a lot of distractions, in other words, that he hasn't had to deal with since we've been inside. But this is really good. Everything's a learning and a training experience, and it's all about exposure and just putting time on him. My belief system when it comes to groundwork and lunging is start calm and end calm. So if I just asked him to move out and start cantering and running on the lunge line immediately, that would be his expectation every time we went to lunge. So I always will walk them in both directions on the lunge line when I start doing groundwork so that they get in the mindset of calm and focused. Now, of course, when you're dealing with younger horses or green horses, they're gonna get a little spicy sometimes, and that's okay. But right now he's doing really well. As you can see, I have his saddle and his pad on. I also have him in a halter, and I have some cotton reins that are on him as well so that he gets used to the reins being over his neck, and of course used to the saddle with the stirrups on it flapping around. Now I will lower those stirrups another session so that he gets used to them swinging in case I was to ever drop my stirrup or lose a stirrup. And obviously he has to get used to a rider's leg moving too. Now, here you see him get a little spicy. Welcome to spring coming. Oh, you gotta love working young horses. And not everything is always gonna be perfect, okay? So I'm gonna show the good and the bad when it comes to riding, training horses, farm work. It's not all just this little fairy tale, even though we sometimes would like it to be. So he's doing really good responding to my halting cues, like he stops, he turns in, he's switching directions really well. So I'm trying to focus on the positive with him and really get him, again, in that thinking mindset. Honestly, his canter looks really fun and floaty. I think it just is going to be really fun when we go to ride. I can't wait to feel him under saddle. It's going to be so cool. He's trying really hard too. Again, he's young, he doesn't have experience, he doesn't always know what I'm asking, he's just trying his best, and I'm trying my best to give him clear cues and commands and teach him. Here I cued Mushu and asked him for canter, and he got excited and threw a little head toss / mini buck, and he's definitely feeling his oats. So in this situation, I just tried to stay neutral and keep him forward without adding pressure to excite him even more. And again, he is getting used to everything, the saddle being on, the reins around his neck, all these different components, plus all of his buddies around, just a lot of distractions, plus just being a goofy baby. So again, just staying neutral in these situations and continuing forward. Now, everybody's going to make mistakes, horses and handlers, and that's just important to understand that it's not always going to go great, but you just want to do your best to set yourself and your horse up for success. So you can see he had those little moments, but I was able to kind of calm him down and get him focused again. Then all of a sudden, we were on the lunge line. Everything was great. I just changed the camera angle. He came around the corner. I asked him to turn a little bit. He kind of spooked and then turned and ran, and I decided to let go because it was such a long lunge line that I didn't want to get like caught up in it. After Mushu pulled away, he actually ran up and down the arena a few times, really got a good workout for himself, got all sweaty, but I couldn't get it on camera because obviously I was recording on my tripod. And then I decided to actually switch the lunge line out for a shorter line because he was being a little goofball, and he started to really settle down and focus then. Again, I probably made mistakes, and then, you know, he kind of spooked. It's just one of those things. I kind of laugh at it now, but I was like, oh my gosh, like really, you little stinker. He's so funny. But honestly, horses humble you. Like, obviously, I don't think I know everything, but once you think you're doing great and wow, this is really working out, they just show you that you always have something to learn and something to improve on. So now I can look back at the video and figure out what I needed to adjust, and I could see what happened. And that's the good part. We can move forward, and now he's being a super good boy. But like I said, he got sweaty because it's warm and he has a super thick coat, and he ran his little butt fast as he could up and down because he just thought that was the best thing ever. I was like, what is happening? I think Mushu got all his shenanigans out. Now he's a lot more focused and relaxed. He's probably a little bit tired and calm. Honestly though, I'm having a lot of fun with him. It's just nice to be able to be outside and enjoy our training sessions. And again, not everything is always going to go exactly how you plan it, and you just have to adjust. But now he's doing great, just trotting comfortably on the lunge line. And we're going to do some mounting exercises at the end. And again, just doing different exercises, different variables, changing it up for the horse without making it too confusing. So you want to be consistent yet diverse. Again, with the thought process, start calm, end calm. We started very calm in our session and then grew in intensity. And by that, I mean, we started doing more trotting, cantering. I'm not talking about his little spunkiness, but now we're just ending calm with some trotting. And then we will eventually cool down at the walk. So I always make sure to end on a good note and a calm note so that resonates with the horse and sticks with them. Now we're going to cool down at the walk on the lunge line. Again, start calm, end calm. And also I am deciding to wait to ride him until June, until he turns 4, because that's when he's going to be more developed. Now cobs take a little bit longer to grow and develop. So that's why I decided to wait until he turns 4. But I'm really looking forward to June and summer to get him under saddle.
Okay, now we're going to do some mounting exercises.
During training sessions, I also make sure to use a lot of positive reinforcement, whether that be a treat or verbal praise or scratches, and I always make sure to pause and let them think as well. That's really important. This mounting exercise is actually very simple. Now, I have done a lot of work with him at the actual mounting block. I've taught him to line up to the mounting block, and I've swung my leg over him at the mounting block. I haven't sat on him and actually mounted him yet. But this exercise in particular is more so for getting him used to the movement if I was to have to mount him from the ground. Now, there can be plenty of situations where you might have to do this, such as riding on the trail, or maybe you don't have a mounting block accessible to you. Now, more often than not, I definitely recommend using the block, but it's still important to expose your horse to mounting from the ground, which is what I'm doing to prep him for when he is actually started under saddle. And he's doing a really good job, and I'm making sure to pause and praise him too. He is such a good boy, little stinky cob.
All right, horse lovers, he was a little stinker, but we still had a good session. Everything's a learning experience, especially when you're dealing with 3-year-olds. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, don't miss anything Free Spirit Equestrian. And I'll see you next time, horse lovers. Bye.